All right, so welcome back to another episode of our podcast after a nice long break. We're officially moved back into our house, but still using a temporary setup. But we're excited because this is probably the most exciting podcast we can kick it off with.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
So to dive right in, we've got Kyle here, of course. Oh, there's a cord. Hello. Roy's here on mic, and then Deidra's here. So this one is about a pretty rad event.
Yeah.
Pretty rad. So kind of context of everything. Last weekend, we all headed down to Corbin, Kentucky, and they hosted the first ever Touge. Is that how you say it? Touge? Touge?
Touge. I don't know.
I don't know.
Get close to that
One of
microphone,
them.
Kyle, so I can hear you beautifully.
Touge.
No, so they hosted the first Touge event, which if you don't know what a Touge is, I'll let Kyle explain. He probably knows how to explain this better than me.
I don't really know, to be honest. You just drift down a long, curvy road. I
Yep.
guess a mountain road.
Scenic.
That's
view.
what I assume it is.
Scenic mountain. I'm adjusting you so you look
Please.
prettier.
I love it.
Speak to me. No, so basically what it was is Drift Indy. Thank you for this. Awesome. Edgar, Dan,
Thank you.
TJ, Clay, everybody in the organization set up probably the coolest event. So what they did is they got years in the making approval to close down at literally a mountain road
Yep.
in the middle of nowhere.
Kentucky.
Literally
in Kentucky.
nowhere.
Yep.
Literally nowhere. You guys, I wasn't there. You guys knew. Top secret nowhere.
Yep. We didn't know till Saturday. Like,
You guys were all. Kyle didn't even know he was driving. No. Kyle found out he was driving on what Saturday.
I was going to go home Saturday.
Yeah, you had to find a trailer, all this stuff.
Book a
But,
hotel.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally. But yeah, the context of it. So basically, Touge is drifting public mountain roads.
yeah, that's how.
Is pretty much what it is. I mean, it's not.
In a nutshell, that's what I would say.
Yeah, pretty much what it is. So me and Deidra didn't get to be part of it. We didn't get to go, but we got to live vicariously through these two. So that's why we have him to kind of talk through everything, let us know the ins and outs, because it's pretty freaking viral.
Oh, yeah. It was cool.
I mean, there was big names. I mean, Chelsea Denof, Rhys Baron, all those guys were there.
Yep.
So it was big. So, I mean, I'm going to dive in. I mean, first things first with YouTube. Kyle is getting, he's getting technical. He's like, how
We
can I
said,
handle this?
let's test the mics before we start.
I feel like it's like right in my face.
If you tighten
How do you do that? I'm fixing. There we go. All right, we're good. We're good.
talk into it.
Is it better?
It sounds better.
It sounds good.
When it's
Thank
nice
you.
and close.
It does
You
sound
sound
better.
great.
Thank you.
This is how professional we are, just so
Yeah.
we're clear
Yep.
about this, because, well, we're just a bunch of homies
I feel
filming
like
in
the
my
arm
kitchen.
was in my face.
Yeah.
You're just like, it
We're
was
just-
too. I looked over and it
Yeah.
was like, right up in your nose. But diving in, so Touge, you knew going in.
Yep.
You had no idea.
Nope.
What kind of, I mean, knowing you're drifting on mountain streets, knowing you're drifting on public roads, the dangers, everything. I mean, what was going through your mind the entire weekend, entire few weeks leading up to driving this?
Oh, yeah. So I got a phone call like probably about a couple weeks, a month beforehand, and it immediately nerve-wracking. I'm like, oh, man, they were hyping this up, saying that we're going to be going fast, and I had no idea what to expect. One, didn't know if my car was capable. Two, like it was just going to be, they said it was going to be fast, so I was just so nervous for everything, and it turned out to be probably one of the best weekends of my life. Would you agree, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sick.
Hands down.
Yeah,
Were
it
you
was
like
cool.
shaking in your boots like the entire time, like
Oh,
knowing
yeah.
that it's happening?
Yeah, driving there just Sunday morning, waking up, easiest day to wake up in my life for sure. I was up and at 'em, like it was a good time.
I mean, we got some driving in before that because we had
Oh,
the
yeah.
competition,
Yep.
but then you guys dive straight in. Speaking of competition, this is what we got. This is a fun part of it is we talked about earlier. Kyle had no idea
Yep.
No.
he was driving this.
Nope.
No idea to the point. So they had the street league competition at Corbin Arena. They drove the event and everything. Kyle took second. I think
That's
should have
right.
been- I think should have been first. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
you shredded. You ripped.
Yeah.
Kyle
Yeah.
took second. Not only took second, Kyle took second in Hannah's car, who's hiding in the corner over here. Took second in Hannah's car on how good at tires?
Bald.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
bald.
literally bald.
I just remember texting Kyle like right before his last rounds. I'm like, dude, Kyle, do we need to like change these or spray them? He's like, we should probably spray them.
I didn't think I was going to make it that far.
And then you
So
got
I
out and
didn't
you're
bring-
like,
I didn't bring enough.
We should flip these. And they're like literally showing chords.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, drop them to 15 and flip them.
They were damn near flat
Oh,
during
yeah.
my finals.
Yeah. They were.
So you get second that way. And then how did you find out, or like how did everything go down? You finding out you were going to be running this?
It was after, I think it was after the podium, Edgar came over to me and he's like, sorry you weren't invited. It was nothing personal. And then I don't know what he said. Somehow I just ended up in the group of drivers going to the toge.
I just
I don't
he,
really
like,
remember.
put his arm around you, grabbed you, he's like, Kyle, come with me.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like a group formed, and Kyle's
Yeah,
like,
literally.
oh. And then you had to mad dash to get tires.
Yep.
Literally.
How did that work out?
Luckily, Cameron Stone, he offered me a pair during comp. And I turned him down because I didn't think they'd fit. But I went over and asked him. He said he'll give me a pair. So he went over and had a pair of tires put on a spare set of wheels.
And
Let me use them for the day.
And they look baller on the car,
They
too.
did.
They did look good.
Yeah, they look
Hannah,
good.
you might need to change things up a little bit.
Yeah. White wheels always look good.
They do.
They do.
They do look real good. Kyle's over here. If you see him gazing right now, we're watching Rhys and there's
I am.
video live right now. So
Yeah.
Kyle is entranced a little bit.
I just wanted to say too, there was like so many like rumors about like just not knowing what was going to happen this weekend. Like I heard like 30-mile-an-hour entries. I heard 100-mile-an-hour
Yeah,
entries.
yep.
Like I heard so many things. Like I heard it was going to be on like Tail of the Dragon. Like literally just nobody knew what to expect.
They did a good job keeping it a secret.
They did.
Dude,
Yes,
it was
they did.
rumor
Yeah.
city
Yeah.
the
It
entire
was.
time.
Yeah.
Because I remember we found out, like, people were like, oh, it's 100-mile-an-hour entries. And I remember Roy's like, oh.
That's terrifying.
No cage. Right.
Yeah, and Roy's in here driving both of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that, but no cage.
Yeah. No cage.
Kyle barely fits in a Miata.
I would have died.
At least if you roll, like, your head's your roll cage.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I got a helmet. That's all I need.
It's safe enough.
Yeah.
So you guys get there Sunday. Kind of give me a rundown or give everybody a rundown. Like, how did it play out? Like, what happened when you got there? What time did you get there? Like, what was going on?
So already, like, the directions were like pretty vague going into Saturday. They literally just gave us an address and was like, "Oh yeah, don't follow GPS because it'll take you through some twisty turns. If you got a trailer, it's going to be an awful time."
That's the way they went.
Is it?
Because you weren't in the group chat.
Yeah. So we actually went up the road that we were drifting down in the trailer, and with a truck, we were like, "Oh, this won't be too bad." And then, in the car, it was nuts. Like our sight lap out, our first one, it was. I think Kyle can agree. It was way more than I expected it was.
I
gonna
literally
be.
did like 60 to 70 just gripping it up. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is stupid.
Yep, you've wide open throttle around the turns, trying to see if the car would even slide out. I was stupid and still had the car gripped up from comp.
Yeah. What pressure were you running that entire time?
Oh, it was when we started off. My first run was at 20, and I had the shocks fully down, and I quickly went to 40, and then 45, and it was still too grippy.
What were you running, Kyle?
I street drifted a lot, so I already knew I didn't want grip. I aired him up to like 45 when I got there, and end of the day was at 70.
And see, I had like hardly any street drifting, like, so I did.
See, and that's one of the nuts parts about them having this event too, is you got some of these dudes who are, I mean, no doubt, extremely talented drivers, like some
For
of the
sure.
best easily in the Midwest, and
Oh, yeah.
if not, in some of the better drivers in the country, and that haven't ever driven street.
Nope.
Like we know your history.
Oh yeah.
You've played a lot. We've seen the videos and seen all that. You don't have much.
No, not really, honestly. Other than this was the first time I've been outside of Killcare drifting, other than some roads by the house and stuff. But like first time track outside of Killcare, like it was definitely an experience. I loved every minute of it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just seeing, because I remember when everything came out, it was hush hush. Don't see those photos, blah,
yeah.
blah. But seeing even like a photo of like the road, we were like,
Oh yeah,
like, is this good?
yeah. It was.
Like, are you gonna be all right doing this?
Yeah, it was scary.
The picture looked kind of boring to me, and I'm just like, meh. And then I get there, and I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Dude, yeah, straight up.
Yeah,
That
for
was like
sure.
my whole worry. Like, you guys showed up there, me and Deidra were like driving home, we're like eating breakfast, and I'm like, bro, are they good?
Yeah.
Like, are you guys solid?
I got there pretty early. We were one of the first cars in the little conference parking lot that we were in, just on the side of this road, and you could just tell in the atmosphere. Everybody was so hyped for this. Like everybody was just unloading their cars pretty much immediately, and was like warming everything up. Like, oh yeah, we're ready.
How was that driver's meeting atmosphere?
Well,
Intense.
first of all, that was the first time I was ever on time to a meeting.
Yeah,
But
First time ever on time to anything.
yeah, but
probably.
the driver's meeting, I mean, it was pretty chill. Edgar was really strict about rules.
Yep.
And we were really strict on the schedule too.
Yeah.
Mainly because of traffic being closed down and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
Because it was still a live street, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They closed the road down 45 minutes at a time.
Yep.
And then like every 45 minutes they'd open the road right back up, let traffic through.
So you guys literally were like that. So layout wise, we'll put some videos in and everything like that. And leading into that, what was the layout like, or like, how was everything laid out with everything?
There was the first turn was like a pretty like open sweeper, coming into like 4 sets of like mild hairpin turns, but they were still like pretty cambered, banked. Like you had to be very committed, wide open throttle. To do them, and then it ended with another like wide sweeper, and then turn around and come right back down and do it again.
So is it 3 turns?
I think it was like 4 like really
tell ya.
driftable. Yeah, it was like 4 like really driftable turns, but the last
like-
one, if you had a lot of big set on you, you could
Big
throw
old
it in there.
cojones.
Yeah.
I made that last one a couple times.
Yeah, I saw some of the marks, like the very first runs that we did. I see some marks of people carrying it out. I'm like, you guys are nuts. No way.
Wait, so you would go up and then you'd turn around. So
Yep.
would they send like groups at a time? So
Yes.
like a few cars?
So originally we were supposed to do 10 cars at a time, and they talked about like switching it up, but it was Sean and his E36 that was going up, and then we had Clay and his little Fiesta Focus following us to make sure the road was safe behind us and like clean up if anybody spun out or anything. So we'd go to the top, turn around, and then wait for Clay to drive by, and then go all the way back down. And it was pretty cool.
So how long did that take? Like if
Oh.
you went in a group and then came back down, like how long would you have to wait?
Maybe like 5-10 minutes. Like,
Oh,
If
that's
that,
fast.
yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
That's
it was
fast.
if that.
So it
Yeah.
was pretty much like
And while you were sitting like down on grid, if you weren't driving, you could just hear the cars ripping through the mountain.
It
It
was
was
sick.
it
Oh
was
my
so
God.
cool.
I feel like that had to be like a pretty like mesmerizing
Oh yeah.
sound.
Oh
Yeah. It was
Like
pretty cool.
you're literally in public streets in a mountain of
Yep.
nowhere, and you just hear cars shredding tires, banging limiter.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, it was cool because there's people that live on that road, and they were all out there just watching.
Yeah, they were just
Oh
out
my
watching.
God.
Yep.
It's like the community like that. They were like pretty hyped on it then.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. No one was mad. Like a lot of the locals came up and was like, "Oh, this is so cool. Like, how
Yeah.
long you been doing this? How long has this been going on?" And there wasn't really a lot of answers. Like, "Oh, today." Like,
Hey,
that's
this is
it.
it. This is what we got. That's insane. So 4 big turns,
Yep.
pretty gnarly.
Oh yeah.
You're a big wheel speed guy and stuff like that, but car speed, like entry speed, what do you think you were going in at?
I think it really depends on the person and how committed you wanted to be to it. But if you wanted to link the uphill, you had to be going at least 60. Like,
Yeah. Downhill,
Yeah.
I was initiating at 65,
Yeah.
and it was getting faster throughout the day.
Oh yeah. Once
That's
there started,
scary.
like when there was rubber laid down, you had to really throw it. I couldn't grab third. Third is 105, and I did not have the car to do that. So I was maxing out my second gear in 70, and I definitely needed more to connect everything.
So second gear max, were you second?
Third on limiter.
yeah, he was.
You were driving like a freak though.
Yeah,
like,
he was wild.
Dude, watching any of these clips and like even getting to watch like that live stream like they were showing with Rhys and everybody, dude, you were
I was winging it.
you were on
Oh,
a
yeah.
warpath.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to that
Oh,
for
yeah.
years.
Reese was hyping you up for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
It was just crazy in Hannah's car.
Right.
oh yeah.
I don't know why she trusts me with that thing.
Hey, I trust you with my car, so
Yeah.
I don't know why I do that either.
I couldn't imagine if you had the 240 there.
I probably would have wrecked.
The
Yeah.
sound,
Oh, yeah.
the sounds that car would have had would have been unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
too,
why I want to get it done now.
Yeah.
before you put an Alice in it.
I don't know about that
He's-
yet. Maybe another car.
We'll see. That SR is good though.
Yeah. Can't
Oh,
beat
yeah.
the sound of that. So good.
I have
So-
a question too. Like how many laps did it take before you guys like felt comfortable?
Oh, I don't think I ever really got comfortable.
yeah.
But like I drifted on the first sight lap. I definitely threw it
Yeah.
into one of the turns just to
Oh,
make
yeah.
just to see if we could do it, especially going downhill. I mean, it was a little sketchy at some times, but I mean, every time I tried to at least throw it in.
Yeah, I think it took me about 3 laps to link almost all of it.
Yeah. I would
And
say
then
about
the
same.
last run is where I felt the most comfortable. I think one more lap, I would have been perfectly fine.
How many laps did you guys end up doing?
Not as many as him. He never got out of the car. Yeah.
I think probably only like 10, 12 up the hill.
Yeah.
And then back down.
I probably did like 6 to 7. Probably.
I think we only had like, 6 hours of driving?
Yeah.
Well, not even. That was like 45-minute break.
Yeah, they cut one of them. There was like an hour and a half break. Too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just because
So
it was so hot.
Mhm.
So hot.
yeah. I
Uh,
can see that.
With all the trees and stuff, there was not really a breeze or anything, and it was like 20 degrees cooler in the shade too. Like
In the sun, dude, I was dripping sweat.
it was
dude, it
hot.
was
no.
hot
Oh, it
this
was so
weekend
bad.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we were talking. I mean, it was.
I think it was like 95 or something on
Oh.
Sunday.
It felt like it.
Oh yeah, it felt
Yeah.
like 100 plus in the car for sure.
Mhm.
How's your AC?
What
Non-existent.
I took it out of the car.
That was the worst decision you
Yeah.
ever made.
Yeah, there's a turbo there.
You guys both did too. You guys still have factory motors that go in the car. You both could have had AC still.
Not me.
Well, it
Well,
had
I
it.
guess I could. But
It
yeah.
had it and it didn't work, but I couldn't fix it, so I yanked it out.
Hannah's probably upset about that.
It's all right.
Big sad. So driving it, everything like that. How was it so again, going back to that driver's meeting and everything, when they were talking about everything, did it seem like a lot of hype that everybody had? It seemed like a lot of like stress, panic. Like what kind of emotion were you guys feeling throughout that driver's meeting?
I think definitely the staff was a little panicked, especially
Yeah.
after we did our site laugh. We had another meeting afterwards. 'Cause it was just, they could tell right off the bat, like, this is way faster than we thought it was going to be.
They
Like,
were definitely very strict during the
Oh,
driver's
yeah.
meeting because they knew how serious this was.
Oh,
that
for sure.
Everything had to go smooth. It had to go perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But
Everybody did a fantastic job. Like
It ran
was-
really well,
yeah,
honestly.
It was very well organized.
That's from what I heard, man. Everybody said staff wise. I mean, because you guys had, so as we said before, we had TJ. Was that he at the top?
Yeah, I think he was at the very top.
No, Isaac was for a while.
Oh, Isaac, yeah. he
Yeah.
was there for
Because
a
I know
while.
they were like walking down to everybody, and
Yep,
then you
yep.
had Sean in the EcoBoost E36 leading,
Yep.
and then you had Clay in the Fiesta,
With
Yep,
the AC.
Yep.
Fiesta and the AC.
Yeah.
And
Following
Edgar,
you guys.
Edgar was on grid saying prayers for us. That
I
was
saw that.
psyching
Edgar on
me out.
grid too. That made me hyped. I didn't know that until a moment ago, and I
I
was like,
saw him do that and I was like, fuck.
Oh, I know. I was
I'm
like,
fucking nervous.
I want to make it back down.
when Edgar's like, it's a.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like after the first, like, it was like the first 2 runs, I told my dad, he was like, he really wanted to get in the car. And I was like, let me make sure, it was, good before I put you in the car because we need somebody to run the shop. If we both fall off the cliff, like it's bad news.
I did my first lap, and as soon as I get back down, I was like, Hannah, get the fuck in the car. This is cool.
It's so cool.
Was she scared?
Surprisingly, no.
You were not scared.
I couldn't believe it.
She must trust me.
Me too.
That's a lot of trust.
it
That's
is-
a lot of trust. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a scary road to like put some trust in.
Does it help you if I say I didn't trust myself on that road?
It was definitely sketchy, but I was like, when they were like, oh yeah, line up with like 10 of your friends. And I was like, Kyle, I'm behind you. I know you're not going to spin.
Yeah.
I'm going behind you.
I know you guys were nervous because you guys at first was like, this is sick. And then right when it came up to time, you guys were like silent in the chat.
yeah,
like,
we didn't put
not
anything.
texting anything, not messaging anything. I
No.
was like, bro, are they good? Like,
Yep.
I haven't heard anything back. Me and Deidra at breakfast, like,
Right.
what's happening right now?
We're trying not to die.
Yeah.
Literally, it
Took all my focus for that.
literally did.
It was crazy looking. I mean, watching, I mean, you were on some craziness. This dude, right?
Oh yeah, he was.
I don't even understand how the Miata.
I don't know. I wasn't afraid.
Nope.
It
That's
does.
one thing he wasn't on at all.
No.
I don't think you ever are.
No. The first lap, yeah, I was pretty scared,
Yeah.
but
It helped that thing being a little small too, so you
Yeah, I
could really
think that's
just
what it
hunk it
was.
in.
Yeah,
like-
that was one of the things I was curious about too, because it's a 2-lane road. I mean, there's no shoulders or
No.
anything. Like driving your E46 that size, I mean, doing a toge run, would you want a smaller chassis than that next time, or do you feel like how do you?
I definitely felt safe in the car, so I don't know if I'd really want
like a Sherman
like
tank.
a Miata or anything, but like I don't know, it was definitely interesting. Like you definitely had to put the car exactly where you wanted it, and it still would like if you were definitely inside, it would push you in for sure.
oh yeah.
And then I just went a little wide and dropped that little tire one time, and
Dude, that was the craziest.
So
We'll put that
scary.
clip because that was insane.
oh yeah, I thought for sure it was it.
That I saw
Yep.
that video and I was like, bro, are you serious right
Yep.
now?
Man almost died.
Yeah, I know.
Literally, because I mean, what you would have gone there to the? I mean, there's a wall.
Yeah, it would have been brick wall, and then
Mm-hmm.
Not even brick wall. It's a sharp
Oh,
stone
yeah.
Yeah.
wall.
and
You
that was
hit
when my
that, just
dad
ripped
rode
your
in the
car
car
up.
too.
Your dad would have beat your ass.
Oh, he did. He about ripped my door panel off. Of me.
I'm sure he did. You guys, you're literally like.
Oh yeah, the wheel was like a foot in the air.
Did
Like,
you continue that lap, or did you just grip up and be like, I need to change my shorts?
There was like one turn left, so I just coasted down the rest of it. I was like, we'll restart later. Took like a 30-minute. There was a food truck there that was killer food. Some like barbecue. They had
Yeah.
like a little barbecue kebab. That thing was killer.
Ooh.
Hey, you guys
Surprising for a
big
little
hooked up.
event like that.
Yeah,
to have
yeah.
food truck.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they needed it. Y'all needed some
Yeah.
food in
Yeah.
you after that. They're probably expecting y'all to puke up everything. I mean, Kyle was just using the number 2 on everything.
I was.
Yeah,
I didn't even have to eat.
yeah. It was hard to eat. It was
I
your stomach was
I
so
was like, I can't do it.
yeah.
And Kyle was just pounding sunkists the entire time.
I
Yeah.
was.
I definitely have mad respect to everybody that, even the people that like did a couple laps and was like, yeah, this, I need to stop. Like that, mad respect to everybody. Like it took a lot of skill to do, even go out there and do some like grip laps. Like,
yeah.
Because how many drivers did you guys start out with?
probably like 30 maybe.
That's I think about 30.
Yeah, 30.
How many drivers stopped after like the first or second lap?
Oh, there was
A lot.
like half almost.
Yeah.
Stopped. Like the first 5 laps, like there was like half.
The last 2 sessions, there was only like 9 or 10 cars still going.
I would say if that.
Yeah.
Like,
Because like as soon
Were
as I
you
got
guys
done
still
with my
going?
session, yeah.
I know you.
As soon as I came down from my session,
I-
there was
I-
no line.
yeah, I quit. Like the last hour, I quit. It was like, I think it was the last session I stopped.
Mhm.
That's when the hydro completely failed, and I was like, I'm not doing this without a hydro. No way.
Would
That's
you have tried it
sketchy.
without a hydro?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
With a stock handbrake, yeah, but with no handbrake at all, no.
Because like so going down run wise, entering in, you said you guys are entering at what speed?
65.
Yeah,
for
at
me.
least 65. I was top of second.
And was it just like full handbrake drag
Yep.
and
Yes.
pray, or?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Because I saw some of the inside clips of both of your guys' runs. You have
I
the
think-
inside clip of you.
Oh yeah, it was even more terrifying in the car because you could really just see the wall coming up right here.
Your dad looked like unfazed though. He was just like on his phone, and then that happened, and he just like puts his phone down and then just like picks it back up.
I think he was probably like, gonna call his lawyer about it.
Yeah, he's like
Need life
he's signing
insurance.
off on his like new
Yeah.
will real quick. He's like, I had to change this real fast. He was actually taking Roy out of his will for
Yeah.
that.
Probably.
He didn't get back in the car the rest of the night. Put it that way.
Oh,
Did he
no.
really?
He didn't get back in.
Was he like pretty shaken after that?
Yeah, we were both a little like, oh man, that was scary. And then I was like, hey, get back in the car. I gotta go back out there. I can't end on that. You
Yeah.
know. And he was like, well, I'll let you do a couple of laps and get back used to it. I don't want to be over there messing you up or anything.
Did you have any close calls?
No, not really. Well, no, there was like one where I'm like running the inside of the guardrail on the left side, and I'm like inches from the guardrail, and then I transitioned against the guardrail, so like I was probably like this close from smashing the quarter, but I didn't let out though. I just kept going. You could hear me on the GoPro. I'm like, holy fuck, mid drift. I thought I about hit it.
And that's the thing. If you thought you were gonna like when I dropped the tire, you literally just had to stay in it.
Yep.
Like that's the
You panic,
best
you
thing.
wreck.
Yeah, you panic, you hit the brakes, you're done. You just got to stay in it and try to dig your way out.
That's insane. Because I mean, this was the first sanctioned.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Full event, yeah.
Yep. Full event, organized.
That I mean, it shows for reason.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't imagine the amount of preparation that like Edgar and Drift India, everybody, the whole staff had to get this set up for shutting traffic down, for trying to organize it, for trying to make
Just
sure.
the
like-
liability alone. Like, yeah, it's crazy
Yeah,
that
and-
it happened.
Eric at Backroads of Appalachia. He
Yeah.
yeah.
straight up, he was dope. A whole
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah,
that dude was,
he was cool.
so awesome the entire weekend.
Yes, he was.
That was sick. I mean,
Cool guy.
he set up a lot, and because they have like an app that shows like
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
that's dope. But I mean, watching everything, I was scared for you guys the entire time.
Same.
I'm glad somebody was because
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
I was psyching myself
guys are
out the whole time. Yeah. Every run I got done, I was like, that was so cool. Should I stop?
And do you guys? So do you wish you had like any? If you were to do it again, would you want a cage in the car the next time?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's probably pretty stupid.
Yeah,
for
there'd
me
be a
to
lot of
not
stuff
do a
I'd
cage.
change.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh yeah, I guess I'm
Yeah.
just gonna send it. But how many cages? There was quite a few cage cars, wasn't there?
I would say yeah, quite a bit. I'd say over half was cage for sure.
I'd say the Miatas were definitely the least safe.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
In any situation.
Oh, and
Always.
the convertible 350Z. That was.
Oh, Alec.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
have done that.
No,
Definitely not.
probably not.
Mm-mm. That's nope. I'm good. Driving a convertible seems weird.
At least it looked good.
It does.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
That's
Yeah.
what we're there
Yeah.
for.
All your cars look good. I don't think there's any ugly cars out there.
No.
Kyle's like, I won't speak my truth, but I'll nudge it.
Leave it at that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. Then do you have no damage on either of your cars?
Not
Not that I
scratched.
saw. I kind of looked at it and
Have you
looks
looked at
good.
your car since?
No, it's in the trailer.
Have you picked your car up yet?
Mine? What, the car? I have a car. Oh, the Miata?
Yeah.
No, it's still Brett's.
So it's fine.
It's too damn hot.
Yeah, that's all I was
Yeah,
doing. I was
it's-
gonna pick it up yesterday. I was like, I was gonna pick it up tomorrow, but it's like 97 degrees.
I'll
Oh,
wait
I
till
know.
like
All
Saturday.
week's supposed to be hot. I'm like, I'm not
So
touching
hot.
that car.
No,
No,
we don't have AC.
no way.
I'm good on that. That one's been brutal too
Mhm.
with the no AC.
Oh yeah,
It was terrible.
yeah. Because there was a couple times where you're like about ready to go, and then we had to sit in the car, and
You
they were like
literally-
helmets on, and we're like, oh no.
I
It's
had
so
my
hot.
door open at one point, sitting there, and Sean went by. He's like, "Close the fucking door." I'm like, "Man,
It was so tight.
it's so hot."
It was so bad.
Did you guys grid up? Like, was it just like a single file grid up when you
Yeah.
guys did everything?
Mhm.
And did you guys have like a set like space or anything between each other before the run, or was it just like, hey, if you want to get close, like, because I know originally they were like, hey, we're not gonna do tandems, and then I'm watching it, and you guys are.
Well, they told us they wanted us pretty close because that was really, other than like some like little flags and stuff, that was really the only way we were going to be able to see. If someone messed
Yeah.
up, we had to see them mess up, like to be able to stop. And
It's all blind corners.
oh, it
Yep.
is, yeah.
And I
And,
think-
you had to be fully committed the whole time. So
Yeah, I think a lot of the drivers were smart enough to just keep a distance between them, but a close enough distance you could see the other person.
oh, for sure, yeah.
Which on that road is still pretty.
Some
close.
people were tandeming
yeah.
pretty good.
Some of the corners you go around, you can't see anybody until it's too late.
Oh yeah.
It was
and,
insane. So
like-
another crazy factor with you guys too is you guys had Chelsea Denof out there.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was
Yeah.
wild to see in the
Oh, yeah.
EcoBoost.
Instantly shredded it.
No problems.
Yeah,
I know. I
no,
know you
yeah.
got. Did you get any runs? Like
I was like a car or two behind him like one time, but that was
I've seen the videos where you're just.
I was in front of them more than I'd like to admit. His car was wicked fast. He was on
Oh,
like
yeah.
275s, and I'm
Oh,
over
yeah.
there on a 195.
he was on 285. So I looked
Really?
at it. Yeah,
That's even
285 it
worse.
is. Yeah.
He's like full gripped up. Kyle's
Yeah.
like, "Ah."
Could barely spin the
Yeah,
tires.
that's why I looked at him. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. He's like, oh, they're not as fast as you think. I'm like, your car is fast. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Well, and he's got it. I mean, he's drove that car on like toge type runs before.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
seen the videos
yeah.
and everything with drivers meeting and talking to you guys and everything. I mean, he have a lot of input or like advice or anything he was giving
Yeah, like
you
was
guys
he
throughout.
nervous too?
He said right off the bat, like, hey, this road is wild. This road is fast. If you can link this, like half of the FD field will not be able to do this, guaranteed. Like, so he's like, if you can link this whole thing, pro license. So Kyle's ready.
Yeah.
We just gotta
You're
give him a
ready,
car.
Josh.
We're
You
Yeah,
ready?
coming from you. You look like you shredded the entire time.
I had some problems here and there, but yeah, I tried my best.
Yeah, it just looked crazy. I mean, that was cool to see him come out. Rhys Baron, that was awesome to have
Oh, yeah,
him
it was cool.
judging the comp, having him out and filming, and
Yep.
that dude was hype.
Oh yeah, he was
Oh,
hyping
yeah.
everybody.
That
Yeah, he
dude,
was-
that his media was like 24/7.
Oh,
The
yeah.
event just, but it's like, how wouldn't you be?
Yep.
I mean, this is a once in a lifetime, never been done type street event.
I think the whole time of the toge, I was looking at Rhys's story because he was constantly posting.
Oh yeah,
That's how I
Yeah.
kept up on it the entire time. We're in the restaurant, and I'm like, what do you post? He posted
yeah,
that.
exactly.
that's what Dylan came over and he was like, Roy, did you see you lifted a wheel up? And I was like, someone got that? And I was like way up there. I'm like, that is so cool.
You're like, oh, okay. That was still
Yeah.
blows my mind. So if you guys, going towards having like another one, would you guys want to do, is there anything different road wise you guys think would be a suggestion of change, or car wise, or what would you do differently or want to see differently if it were to happen again?
I think the road flowed pretty good for the most
did.
part. I guess maybe if they had one that was like a little longer. I mean, I don't know. That was cool.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 days of that. Because 2 days, I feel like I could get super comfortable in that.
Oh,
We do
yeah.
some really cool tandems and stuff and get a lot of good media with it. But
Because I think it'd be hard to be feeling sufficient or like good with it when you're only doing like 6.
Yeah, just
7
a few
yeah.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
free, so I literally cannot complain.
oh no,
that's
yeah, I can't
true.
complain at all. Yeah, there was no complaints. Like
That blows my mind too.
I get
That's how you know that, I don't know, Drift Indy doing what they did and everything like that. Yeah, you guys drove Street League and comp, but even if you didn't, they
Yeah.
hosted this. They had all these drivers come out. They had Denof, all these people out there, and you guys were no charge.
oh yeah.
Yep. It was pretty sick.
I mean,
And
that
I
is
guarantee that was not a cheap thing to set up either.
Oh, I guarantee
no.
not.
I mean, they had the whole road shut. Did they have
Yeah.
like emergency crews or anything like
Dude,
on standby?
firemen, cops, everything.
And they all wanted rides too. Like
Yep.
it was
For real?
Yeah.
I gave
oh,
a
yeah.
couple of the Backroads guys rides and a
On the
fireman
tow guy?
ride. Oh yeah.
I gave a couple of locals rides and it was neat. They were
That's so cool.
stoked.
Like, what is it? I mean, those guys have probably never been in a drift car before.
Oh, one of the guys I gave a ride, he had like some old Cobra, like the Shelby
yeah, talk to
Cobra.
that guy.
Yeah, he was cool. So he didn't seem phased at all. Though he was like, got out, man. That was cool.
Like, were they like,
Like-
were they like excited? Were they like, oh, I want to get in? Like, I want to do this? Or they were like,
Oh, that guy was definitely excited. He wanted
Yeah.
in really
I
bad.
put one guy in and like we had to take a break for like 20 minutes. And so I pulled over into a parking lot. I was like, all right, I'm getting out. He's like, I think I'll just stay here. I think he was like mad nervous, and he just didn't want to get out.
Oh,
Probably peed his pants.
Dude,
Probably.
he was over at the trailer. We were trying to get him, find somebody to ride with him, and you were like, "Kyle, you got anybody? Take him. He wants to go
And
so
you throw
bad."
him in the most frightening guy.
Right.
You throw him in the smallest car with the most psychotic,
Yeah,
wild driver.
And that was a run that I linked the entire fucking thing.
yeah. It was,
I don't know how he wasn't phased.
Did he have like what was his reaction hopping out of the car?
probably couldn't speak. He probably
Yeah, pretty much. I think he couldn't say anything.
white.
Yeah,
I think I would be too. I know how you drive.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
dude, like when you're doing like 65 sideways toward the rock wall, like I feel like as a passenger, you don't know if you're gonna hit it or not.
Oh no, yeah.
I sure as fuck wouldn't ride with anybody on that.
Oh no,
Fuck no.
No,
I wouldn't
not
have
at
rode
all.
with him.
I
No
love
way.
you guys and I trust you
way.
guys and I've let you
Can't
drive
blame
my
you.
car 100 times and I've rode with both of you guys. I'm good.
I don't like riding passenger anyways. Like,
Nope.
We get
Let-
you,
Hard
Deidra.
pass.
Yeah, I don't think you had a good time when you rode with
oh,
me.
I mean, I mean, I don't know. At Killcare, it's a little different.
I don't know.
I
She
won't
might have
lie.
had she might have had a worse time riding with you when you drove her.
Oh yeah,
Learning how to drive a Z.
yeah. It was experience. I hated that car at first, but it's good. It's a good car.
Z's are good cars.
Yeah, they're good cars. You just gotta learn how to drive them.
Yeah.
Way different than the BMW.
It's a totally different chassis.
Oh yeah.
Kyle, would you so next year going towards it, are you gonna drive you want your S13 ready or are you gonna drive the Miata again?
Yeah, my car.
Do you think it's gonna feel having more power? Do you think is gonna be a better feeling on that road? Or do you think
Absolutely. I think because uphill was a struggle with that car. Granted, a few more laps and a lot less handbrake, I could have done fine. But with the 240, it'd be nice to use the power.
Yeah.
Be a big advantage.
so? And going on and kind of change the topic on that, and I mean going to Batoga, this was like once the internet found out about this, like everybody was like freaking out.
Oh, it blew
Yeah,
up.
everybody
Yeah.
wanted to go.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everyone. I mean, and nobody could really go. No one could really know the location. Nothing going on. I mean, this is like childhood dream. People watch Initial D, things like that. I mean, was that like when you guys grew up drifting? Were you watching a lot of street drifting videos? Watching a lot of like Japanese like toge videos? Did you guys watch a lot of that stuff growing up?
I'll be honest. I watched. Okay.
No, you go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
growing up, I watched a lot of like. There was some guy that drifted a M5 and like. I don't know if it was like Russia or like Germany, but he would always drift like the streets and stuff. And I just remember watching like all of his videos, and I was like, I want to do that so bad. And this was nowhere near the same, but it just like kind of made me think about that. Like I'm like, man, this is cool. I finally am like doing like the street stuff. Like I never got to really do that like around Dayton or anything like that.
We don't
but
really have too much of that.
no, there's really nowhere to
If
do
it is, you found it probably.
Oh yeah,
There ain't shit.
there's not. There's
There's some
nothing.
like back roads around Fairborn, but it's like 1 or 2 corners. That's it.
Yeah.
What about you? Was it something like you? I know you're like a Seto. I mean, I've watched you do. I can't do that shit on a Seto. You do it all the time.
Oh yeah. I mean, before I got a drift car, I mainly went to like MDU competition stuff, and the most street drifting videos I watched was some guy named Wade years ago, like 2010 or so. But other than that, I mean, I really didn't care much for street drifting.
Really?
Well, once I turned 17, when I didn't realize there was drift events around, I did a lot of it. But
We've heard the stories.
yeah, I did a lot of it. But
The
other
blue
than that,
car, R.I.P.
Yep.
yep, she did.
Not dead. Now she's in Danny Orley's backyard.
She
Like a
lives.
BMX
Yeah,
jump.
it's gonna be a BMX jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know that, you guys have seen Kyle's podcast. His blue car, his original car, is now going to be a BMX jump or a pit bike jump.
Yeah.
You donated that.
It's out of my way.
After Mother Nature said, nope, you don't
Yep.
need that.
Right.
Pretty much.
More than that, we like dragged it out, and there's like trees growing through
Yeah,
it and
That's
everything.
hilarious.
Had to yank it out with the GX. Well, let's do this. Let's take a break for a sec and kind of roll back from there. All right, so back from a quick little break here. We're going to dive in. So I made a post. We got some people with questions. I've got some questions. Deidra's got some questions. You guys might even have some questions for each other.
We were talking the whole time, like, you scared? Yeah.
I know you guys are like, ah. So, Deidra, what do you got?
So I have a few questions. One of them is, how was like the tire wear? Like, I don't know. Normally, like at an event, like they'll wear like a certain way. Like, how was that? Like, did you check your tires at all? Like,
I'll be honest, I was so nervous. I knew I had some semi-fresh tires on the car from competition, and I just never looked at them. And I was like, there's no way I'm going through them. I could have been, though. I don't know. I'll have
Dude,
to,
like every lap I saw Denof get out and look at his, and not once did it cross my mind to look at mine.
never.
I feel like
Not
you guys
a
just
single
white knuckled,
time.
just
Yeah,
sitting in there
yeah.
like, they're okay.
Yep.
I'm okay. This is fine.
Yeah.
Like, I still had grip, so I'm like, they're there.
did you have extra tires?
Oh,
Or-
yeah.
okay.
I had some scrubs left from I
Okay.
was
I
cycling
just had
through.
one pair.
Yeah, you hit a pair. Did you even get a practice lap on this pair?
The day before, yeah, but that was it.
You got like one because you did like 3 laps in my car, and I hopped in and did
yeah,
one.
I
and
did
you get-
one lap in the Miata.
Yeah, because they
I
were
was
like done
"All right,
after
we're
that.
good." Yep.
They worked. I mean, that's what
did.
matters. So
Yeah.
you guys, I mean, now you check when you get home, I guess. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll see. I mean,
Right.
they're-
You said yours
Cord
were still
showing.
fairly new.
The Hancooks, I already gave them back to camera.
Did you? Oh yeah, at the
so I owe
event.
them a pair of tires.
At least they were. I mean, they're what 15s.
Yeah, they're cheap.
Yeah, that's
he
not.
came
What,
in clutch though.
Oh fuck yeah!
that was dope. I was glad he did so. I mean, that's.
I would have literally missed the whole event if I didn't get tires.
Yeah.
I mean, the competition, the Street League comp, that track 8 tires.
Oh yeah, it
Bad.
did. Yeah, it did.
Like I went through like an event and a street, a test and tune, and then part of practice
Yeah,
on the one set, and then got there and it was just done.
Which
Oh,
is
yeah, it-
wild. It's like a parking lot.
It was better throughout the day once like the rubber kind of got
Yeah.
packed in there and we started getting actually more speed too. At first, it was pretty loose out there.
Eating them
it was like
alive.
Oh, yeah.
ice.
Oh, it really
Yeah,
was.
it was.
The first 2 laps, I was like locked to lock, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna spin like everywhere
But you didn't until
until comp. Yeah.
we'll talk about
Yeah,
that.
until it
We'll
mattered.
talk about that.
Yep,
Yeah, that was
jeez.
depressing.
Yep.
We won't touch that yet.
Yeah.
What else you got?
So another question is, so there was like a full staff of like media at this event, and I noticed like in like all of the pictures I've posted, it's all like, do not attempt, like, I don't know. I'm just curious, like, were they told to like put that in the pictures, or and like how was it for the media? Like, where did they stand? Like, how scary was that for them? Like,
Oh, it was. I imagine it was terrifying for them. There's no
Yeah.
way I could have been a media and let any of us driven that much like
Especially
around.
like standing on the outside of the guardrail on the outside of
yeah.
a turn.
Yeah.
All it
They,
takes is
they were on the
one car.
outside of
What?
guardrail.
Oh yeah.
Well, like the outside of the track,
Yeah, but like sitting like right on that because I
Some of
saw a
them-
few
some of them,
clips
yeah.
and stuff, and they were like
right
Right
on it.
there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. They were like little mountain goats on the side of the hills and stuff. They got the shots though.
They
Like
did.
it was killer.
it just looked cool. I mean, it's not an event that's. I mean that I don't know. They got creative
very.
Yes, they did.
because I feel like that was one of the events I would go to. Like, I want to shoot some stuff, and I would have been like, dude,
Yeah.
fuck this.
I wish that was like a 2-day event because I would have taken like an hour or so just to do pictures or watch.
Oh yeah.
I know. I mean, it, but there was nowhere really to.
No,
And Kyle about took out a camera. He
I did a
he
GoPro.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say it had to have been like just as much of an adrenaline rush, like for the photographers as it was being in
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah,
Like
I would think
honestly,
so.
They
If you
seemed
watch-
hyped.
Yeah, if you watch like the 992 guy, every single lap goes by, he's like screaming and yelling. I
Yeah.
was like, this looks like fun.
I mean, you
Oh,
could
yeah.
tell again, like we said, like Rhys had the dopest consistent live update, and you could see from his because his reaction and everybody like in media around them was just like,
Oh yeah, it looked like fun just to be a media guy.
because were there
Honestly.
dudes like up on like the hills?
Oh, yeah.
There was like
some,
little rocks like stick out. There's dudes sitting on them.
Oh,
like
yeah.
floating in the
How
air.
did they even get up there?
know.
My boys were not worried about snakes or
No.
nothing. They were like, let's just climb and call
like
it
they
a
were
day.
throwing
They're
each other on their backs.
Yeah, they're like, let's get this shot.
Got to get the shot. Anything for it.
that's dedication.
There was even like local guys out there that were like
Yeah.
videos popping up on Facebook like a day later. And they were
Like,
up
yeah,
on-
the dude had that stream that you were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
showing.
I
There's
saw
live
that.
streams, random videos of guys that live there.
I mean, but that's the coolest thing in the entire world because you think drifting in like that kind of area. I mean, that's a heavy muscle car kind of prone is like what your
yeah.
stereotype thinks,
Yeah.
but I mean, they all seem pretty.
The locals seemed like they loved it, honestly.
Yeah.
Some of the comments on one of the posts was like, I heard this is for a movie.
Yeah,
I know,
I
they
saw
were
that.
movie stars.
What movie are you guys going to be in?
Tokyo Drift 2.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, was it?
Return of Paul Walker.
Yeah.
It almost was with some of those mountain
Yeah.
roads. So what else you got there, Deeds?
So my last question is, was there like a concern for wildlife? Because like when I think of like drifting in the mountains, like in the middle of nowhere in Kentucky, I'm thinking like bears and like mountain lions. Like, was there any talk of like, oh, maybe a deer could run in the road?
I didn't think about it honestly
Nope.
until you just asked that. But there could have been something. I'm sure.
I
Like, it
mean,
was-
if there was a deer on that road, they're pretty stupid. But
oh yeah, for
it
sure.
never crossed my mind.
That would have been nuts to hit something like that. Though. Like,
I mean, what
Yeah.
would you even do at that point? You got
Oh.
10 cars coming down. It's
Yeah.
like that thing is
You
just a
stay in
pancake.
it.
Yeah, you
just stay in it, I guess. Yeah.
don't lift and take it out.
Yeah. Make
That's-
sure to tell Clay and back.
You're like, hey
I
dog,
goofed up.
You'll see it.
Yeah.
there's some debris on the
Yeah.
track.
Yeah, clean up and turn 4.
So we asked some questions to some people. Let's see if any of these are good or not. I haven't really read through them or anything. One of the guys asked, is the Touge happening again? And you want to know if you can have an invite. That's not for any of us to say if you can have an
Yeah,
invite.
that's-
Talks of everything. I know there's talks of it happening.
It's got to happen again.
I think it went so well that there's probably going to be another one.
Oh yeah.
Because I know this
assume-
was done as like a test
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
to see if it was like a doable thing or something that they could like sustainably like continue doing.
Oh yeah. And as long as there's like a good support system behind it, they said they want to keep doing this. Like they want this to be fast growing and like all of Kentucky and West Virginia area and stuff like that.
Like the guy in the Cobra drove over an hour just to go watch. I don't know how he knew about it, but
yeah, I had no
how
idea.
did they know about it? But nobody like.
Yeah.
You have all these dudes who are like driving all weekend, have no idea,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah,
ran like,
literally.
"Hey, brother, I'm here. I heard about it." It's like,
but I feel like if they did a public event, people would drive from all over the country to see that.
Oh,
bro,
I
it would turn
Yeah.
out like have you ever watched all the rally videos where people are
People
like
just lined up.
We're
down
like
the
lined up,
road.
and there's like cars like flipping over, and like get him,
Yeah.
get him, get him. I feel like
feel
that's the only way that people could physically watch that is you would have like people like in trees, like on like hills.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a huge thing if
Oh,
it was a
yeah.
public event.
Kyle would be trying to wall tap people's knees.
Absolutely.
Just-
People had their hands out like a takeover. I'm trying to smack them.
Kyle's
Yeah,
like giving high fives
Yeah.
to the crowd while driving by. That'd be I don't know. That'd be a really wild thing
Oh, it would.
to actually have spectators.
I
Yeah.
think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, and I think they could, if it was super organized, which it was, or very organized, like they could have like a little spectator area, like behind a guardrail or something, even like a makeshift K rail or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I know people say K rails are dangerous, but I
You
mean,
guys
what
were
we
driving
yeah,
on a
look
side
over
of a
to it.
mountain.
Right.
Okay,
What's
bro,
not
listen to my
dangerous?
words.
You have literally a metal guardrail to a drop or
Oh,
a.
and that wasn't
rock
saving
wall.
anybody. If you hit that guardrail hard,
You're going underneath of it.
Yeah.
All of your cars are low. They're-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not doing much.
Well, I don't know. Kyle's golf cart probably would have just bounced right off.
Probably.
True.
Hannah doesn't want that.
yeah,
Hannah's golf cart.
yeah. Hannah's golf cart. My bad.
You don't need any more dents than that. All right, let's see what else we got here. One of the guys said, "How'd it feel?" Oh, we'll talk about that one later. Let's see here. One of the guys asked. He said he wants that build sheet for that motor you had in your car because it rips.
Yes, are.
No, the Miata. He's like, "Give me that
Build
build sheet
list?
for the motor because that
The
thing
eBay
freaking rips."
manifold
Set
and
up-
eBay
yeah.
turbo.
Send him your eBay cart real quick.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
It's like $300 worth of parts.
Yep.
With some
And it
interesting
rips.
wiring and
One of my favorite things was from watching the comp, and Mike was like, "I just love when Kyle drives that Miata, and it just has 700 horsepower."
dude, it does. You're literally dooring Etsy, and like he's got like 4 times the power
And like probably running 235s. And I was on a 195, 205.
Yeah.
on bald tires with
Bald,
15
yeah.
psi. You're just like, eh.
You definitely make that thing work.
I cut line a little bit, but you
Then even you couldn't even tell you were
No,
cutting
you
like
couldn't
it
tell.
looked insane. Like that's what you were talking about earlier. I was like, how do you hop in the like behind the wheel of a car with that much power, bald tires, and just keep it on the door every single time?
Couldn't tell you.
It was a good final. You and Josh definitely put on a show there.
It was sick. That was,
It
I
was.
mean, either way it went, that was there to win. Josh was on one the entire weekend.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Like that dude is,
And he was having car problems early on. Like,
and he ripped the tow guy.
oh, yeah, he did.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that's a question that's not even in here that for you guys, I mean, giving people recognition. I mean, there's 30 or so drivers. Who are some of the notable dudes that were just surprised you were just off the charts, like just killing it?
Oh, Josh and Vance, like, they were tandeming.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I could not, like, props to you guys for sure. Like, that was.
You could tell that Vance had a little bit of struggle because he didn't have the power. He's probably makes like what 160 with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
everybody says about like his car being swapped with this. Like that thing's pretty stock.
Oh, yeah. He even said after that, he made a post like, I need more power.
Yeah,
I'll
on,
admit.
on the uphill, they're like there's that first big long sweeper. I see SD would initiate it. He'd hold it. Vance couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Clint couldn't do
No,
it.
I couldn't do it either.
But all the downhill, Vance was fucking shredding on that shit too.
Yeah,
He's
it
a-
was.
They're freaks. Those
Yeah.
dudes are. I mean, competition,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun events. The toge. I was watching like the clips of that. I'm like, dude.
You could tell they weren't afraid either.
No, they
No.
were driving it like
Lot
it was
of
like a
confidence.
regular, like, oh, it's a
Oh,
fun
yeah.
day event. We're just gonna run doors and have a good
Literally.
time. It's like,
Yeah.
chill, dog. Like there's a mountainside right there.
I was pretty fearless, but Josh and them were pretty brave running tandems like that.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like you had to be, like, the confidence had to be there because at the minute that you didn't feel safe in the car, you were like, you just need to shut it down.
Yeah.
I feel like if you questioned it, it was done.
Oh, yeah. That's why as soon as that handbrake started to go, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I feel like if I had
Good.
any doubt, I would be like, I'm good.
That's hard because I feel like natural like reaction is to like lift off the gas, but like I feel like you just have to stay in it.
Oh, yeah. There was a couple times that you just add more angle and try to dig out of it.
Yeah.
How did you? What we talked about it for what? How did you get out of that
Oh,
ditch drop?
I just
Did you stay in it or what? What did you do? Because it
kind of
looked
just, I kind of just feathered it a little bit and was just kind of said a little prayer and just
floated right in.
yeah, definitely I didn't touch the brakes. I knew if I touched the brakes, I was going to be in the wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I knew I just had to kind of just float it, give it a little bit of gas just to keep the wheel speed up going. And
You know how gangster it would have been if you would have like stayed in that.
oh, I know. Looking back now,
If you
I'm
would have just like stomped it and
oh,
just
man.
thrown transition down that last turn, like that would have
Yeah.
been like everybody just pack their shit and
that'd
leave.
have been it. I'd have been fine.
Put it in the trailer.
Yep.
So I just got something. So Hannah just told me that the axle in the Miata was going out on the Touge.
It might have been.
Hear that?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what it was.
Hannah's over here dropping the sneak. Was it really? Kyle never said it. Did he say anything to you about that?
Oh yeah, he did.
But
I'm
yeah,
like-
Axel's both of you guys.
He asked.
I was concerned for you at this. Did you hear his?
Oh, they were terrible.
He pulls up and I'm like, bro, you need to stop. And he's like, what? And I was like, dude, your Axel. And he's like, click, 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 click. And he's like, it's been doing it for a while. It's all right.
Yeah, it's why.
Hannah's was like a hard thud. Every right turn you make, you could hear it.
That's terrifying.
But as
Were you,
long as you're in drift,
were you freaking out?
After that, yeah. I thought we were just gonna like go straight on.
Could you
Oh
could you
my
imagine that
God.
though if you snapped an axle?
Oh, it was.
Did
think
anyone
I've been
have
fine.
car troubles or? Was,
Esty did.
Yeah,
he broke a coil over.
Yeah, he broke a coil over just going
Okay.
up, going the uphill. There was a lot of forces.
Did he
I'm
drop
sure, going uphill.
drop a wheel or is it just?
I think he just broke it.
Yeah, but just
I mean,
broke
that's a
it.
lot of.
That's
That's a
a-
lot of abuse.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
abuse for you
that's
guys to do such
Yeah.
little preparation.
That's a scary place to break a coil over too.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Did you guys
Yeah.
prep anything? I know you didn't. I'm gonna say you did, but
I did.
no.
I did a
No.
quick bolt check of like the lower control arms. and
I've
stuff.
bolt
Yeah.
checked with you before.
and tie rods too.
I've
Yeah,
bolt
that's-
checked with you.
that's
Well,
before.
the front lower control arms come loose, but
Exactly.
tie rods were a big thing. I made sure were tight.
I feel like there was just so much like stress and tension that I don't really know if you had that in your mind of like, is it good? Should I, check
couldn't.
this?
I couldn't hear anything over my like inner thoughts screaming like, "You
Yeah.
got this!" I hope.
Roy's brain just like,
Yeah,
you probably were just doing that the whole time in the car.
Oh, the whole time.
So who else was? So we have Vance and Essie. Who else? Who else?
I mean,
would you
really,
say is-
like Corey, Justin, Dylan.
Corey
like-
Misko was on one too.
Oh yeah, Corey was on one.
Denofa, yeah,
Yeah, you guys sucked.
bro, he went. He looked comfortable.
he did.
Yeah, he did.
He,
He
how
was,
many
at
he was
home.
having fun.
how many laps did he do?
Oh, he did a
A
lot.
lot.
Yeah, he did a lot.
Enough to probably fry some tires.
Yeah, I bet he went through that whole set for sure.
That car boogies.
Yeah, it does. So
Eco
light.
boost.
That was like probably the perfect car for that. Little
fuck yeah.
4-cylinder, like super light.
Modern SR.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's what those seem like.
probably. They just sound so bad, in my opinion. Sorry.
Sound like
so
good.
bad.
Sorry about that, but hey, you know they work.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
do.
It's proven. Look
Yeah.
at Sean.
It's
Look
got
at.
good power. I mean,
Let's see what else we got. We have one that says, "How did Kyle's balls grow so astronomically large while being still able to wear shorts?"
Where do you think there's holes in them?
yeah.
He's not lying right
Yeah,
now
let him
either.
breathe.
Roy's enjoying the view.
Yeah,
Hey, you know. All right, let's see what else we got. I had another one that asked, "Do you think they'll hold more events like that? Seem to be popular, successful." Yeah.
Probably.
They have to.
There's a lot of those
You-
questions.
Yeah, you can't do that and then not do another one.
No, that's
Right.
like blue balls.
Yeah,
But again,
that's-
it's not going to be, and people need to understand that it's not going to be an event where everyday person can just, I'm
No.
going to be the first to
Yeah.
register. No,
No.
these will be invite only events. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel pretty
Strict,
comfortable
yeah.
driving, but I said straightforward, I was like, if I got invited, I don't know if I drive it.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
like Rhys pointed out in a video on a story that a lot of people were messaging him. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to drive this," and there's a lot of people that I do not trust on something like that.
No,
Oh, no.
I don't trust
Yeah.
myself. Like you've trusted me in tandem, you've trusted me in tandem, touch my doors on all this stuff, but I myself wouldn't even trust myself to even think to begin doing that.
That's something you got to be like very, very confident in yourself.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's a
one
mindset.
mistake and you're fucked.
Yeah, it's a mindset for sure.
And that's the problem with a lot of these people who are getting into drifting or people who have been drifting is a lot of these people don't understand. That was my biggest concern going into this. I was like, a lot of these dudes haven't driven these kind of conditions.
And I know we say confidence too, but you cannot be overly confident.
Yeah.
Like you got to know where you're at. Like be humble for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Just like right in between.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got to definitely know what you're capable of. And if you think you're stepping outside of it, that is not the road to figure it out.
That is not the road to try and show off on.
No.
Try to run a wall
No.
or anything.
No.
Coming from Kyle.
I wasn't trying to run the
No.
wall. I was just trying to make it through.
You were just trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
It looked reckless and good though.
We all knew what he could do. And
Was
he
there
did.
anybody, and no, we're not gonna drop names, but anybody you felt that was extremely confident coming into that, they got humbled real quick?
Yeah.
I'm not calling no names.
We're
but
not
yeah.
gonna say names, but I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean,
No.
it's great
No.
to be confident going into that. I know a lot of people were like amped and confident, but it's a good thing, I guess, for people to get that reality check because seeing drivers of the level that were driving that, I mean, nobody who drove that was really most people who drove that weren't regular drivers. These were all dudes who
Right.
are I mean, you guys would trust tandeming on that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, like
absolutely.
everybody was capable of it, and that's why it like, kind of goes back to what I said earlier. Like, I respect everybody that knew when they should have stopped. Like they had a little mess up, or oh man, I slid the fronts a little bit, or something like
A little
that.
shart in their pants.
Yeah,
from it.
yeah. All right, let's it drives in the trailer. Let's stop now. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's like that's a humbling.
yeah.
I think everybody drove within their means on that though.
Oh, for sure.
Nobody tried way too hard to do things
No.
they shouldn't be doing.
No.
Could you? If you do that, you should probably be like institutionalized because if you were pushing it past your comfort zone on
Yeah.
that road, like brother, you need to stop driving and go get checked out.
Because like
real quick.
even Clint, he fucking shreds, and you could tell like he'll enter a corner and he'll like handbrake it and he'll straighten back out. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather see people be safe than sorry on stuff.
yeah,
like
and,
that.
and
sure.
understand. I mean, it's nothing against driver ability at all.
Absolutely.
It's
No,
this
nothing
is
at all.
a whole different style of driving. As Chelsea said, a lot of FD dudes wouldn't be able to drive that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you can shred anywhere in the world, but when it comes to a road like that, you gotta take it fucking easy.
Yeah, and you couldn't even really like focus on the turn because you were so worried about what's coming up next. Like
you
the-
were zooming.
It was
there
fast.
was no
Oh, it
time to
was.
think.
None.
It was insane. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is like the realities of what that course was is we know there's literally a mountain wall on one of the clips. If you mess up, that's
Oh yeah.
you're in the
totally
wall.
fucked.
Yeah, you're smacking.
And then on
shit.
the other side, I mean, how far of a drop was it? A pretty sizable drop.
Oh yeah, they said like 200 feet.
Yeah,
I
if
believe
you,
them.
I assume
Oh
if
my
you went through that
God.
guardrail, you're going for a ride.
Oh yeah, you're going down.
Yeah, I mean that's harsh reality. So anybody who's like, oh, I could, don't just.
Yeah,
You're not. No, I mean you might be able to.
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge
I
you.
don't know.
I wouldn't do it.
I'd be nervous on a Seto.
Yeah, I do get nervous on a setter. You
Right.
watch me do the toe gaze. I'm like, I don't know about this. I've gone off enough on a setter to know that I'm not there yet.
I offered Edgar a ride, and he was like, "Fuck you."
Because he's smart.
Oh, he
I
was.
think
He's like,
even Dan said no.
yeah, he was.
So they didn't go for ride-alongs at all.
Oh no,
Can't blame him,
no.
honestly.
Edgar said we're stupid. We should start
Yeah.
doing drugs.
Probably. I mean, yeah.
I think it was Edgar's like, or it might have been Dan said you could be stupid to get a ride in one of these things.
Oh yeah. Like,
But would either of you have hopped in somebody else's car?
nope. No way.
Never.
Yeah.
That shit was absolutely terrifying.
Nope.
I mean, I
Especially not in the Miata. No
that's
way.
why I was like, oh, I wish I,
wouldn't
could have
ride
been
that
there. I mean, you were talking about. I was like, I wish I could have been there. I was like, but I'm not fucking getting in any of your cars.
Oh, yep.
No.
I
That's-
fuck with you guys. I trust you guys more than anything. But fuck that. That is retarded.
I remember when I quit, I called my mom, and as soon like it literally rang like one time. She's, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I'm done. I just want to let you know." Thank God. Oh my gosh. It's like
Your poor mom.
I know she was stressed.
She had to. Have been.
She was definitely
Yeah.
stressed.
She had your dad there over like, let's go. And then your mom's like, no.
No,
Someone's got to have the voice of reason.
Yeah.
All right, well, we get ready to wrap it up. See if we got anything else that was worth anything. Somebody asked if Kyle got a fresh pair of tires. Yes.
For Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, for
you
Sunday.
did.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Roy. I think we already touched this, but Roy asked the question of how many Sunkist packets
Oh,
Kyle
yeah.
went through.
All of them.
This is the Sunkist man.
Yeah.
If anybody ever wants to like gift Kyle anything,
Sunkist packets.
Sunkist packets.
That's all I drink. Water.
No joke.
Yeah.
Literally,
What flavor?
Sun-kissed orange.
Oh yeah.
every car I have. I don't know why, but there are like 100.
Yeah.
It's like a good luck token.
Yeah.
It is. I haven't emptied it. If you own the 240 in the trunk or in the back seat, it's like filled to the brim. I mean,
Even-
you've driven that car as much as
Yeah.
I have. So
Even my Skyline, when I sold it, like 4 owners later, was like, "Dude, are these yours?" Like, yeah.
I still find them in my SUV, like the GX. I'm like, why are there so many Sunkist packets?
I remember
Things
when-
on me.
When I had the turbo out of the hood of the BMW, you rode in it one time, and I remember I got in it, and there was a Sunkist packet in the passenger door card. And I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, somebody asked if you guys knew Chelsea was going to be driving. And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He came out to the Street League.
yeah.
No, not really.
You were just.
I didn't know anything.
You were. Kyle was the most.
Very
You still
last
don't.
minute.
Kyle's still not in the
I
chat.
was
He doesn't know
invited
what's
like the
going on.
night before. That's all I knew.
I was like, oh, well.
I got an address. I'm like,
Not even night before. You got invited like, hey, good job, second place.
see you tomorrow.
Get ready to drive tomorrow.
I was like,
Here's the
okay.
address. Don't follow Google.
Well, and that's another thing I'll address too that was dope for me and you at least is we drove the comp, we went to the comp and everything. My car SUV wasn't ready to tow. I know you had to do some stuff on yours to tow. Brett and Andrea and TJ.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brett, Andrea, I mean they loaded up my car, your car, and Brett's car on the 3 car, and then they had TJ's on his single car.
Yep.
And then when you found out you were going, you don't have a trailer.
Yeah.
So TJ was the MVP and was like, hey, I don't need to bring my car to that. Put it on Brett's trailer.
Yeah,
He's a real hero for that one.
it is.
I mean, that was dope. You wouldn't have been able to drive.
Yeah.
Nobody else had an open trailer. It was going to street drive their car home.
Yeah.
Fuck, not after
No,
that.
that's-
I might not have had it. It might not have been drivable.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how the hell? I mean, would
Might
you
have
have
just
street
left
driven
it
that? Have you
there.
ever street driven that car?
Yeah, a couple times, but not far.
Would you have street driven that car all the way back?
with the Indiana
Would
plates.
unbolted that turbo kit,
10-year-old
left it there.
expired
All
tags.
right.
Good plates, safe plates. Who knows what those are from?
Nope.
Well, I mean, I think the only things that I'd say that touch base on, and it's kind of steps away from the Toge, so we saved it for last. But again, we talked about how sick it was, City of Corbin, what they did, how much they embraced it. I mean, we had state representatives, the police department, like mayors. We had political figures, the news. Then one of the news dudes took a ride with Cash.
Oh yeah.
Like going to it, there was a Toge, but a whole nother event is Street League and what they did for that. I mean, the competition was sick. Kyle took second.
Mm-hmm.
Shredded the entire weekend. Roy ripped the entire weekend.
Yeah.
I know he had a...
Yeah. Unfortunate, but yeah.
But you still riffed.
Yeah.
It happens.
I had a good time.
You did good. At least it was to Danny.
Yeah. Yeah, it was to Danny. I'm glad.
Danny was hyped.
Yeah.
That's one dude I think I would take an L to is,
Yeah. I wish I could have gave him a good chase though. That's the only thing. But
you know, hey, you
Yep.
ripped. And
Yep.
then, I mean,
I'm not mad.
past Street League, they did Street League, and I'd say one of the highlights of the weekend on my end, because I got to drive, exciting to drive the Toge, was, bro, how sick was it finishing practice on Friday, and then they're like, line up, and we literally had a police escort from the arena to the bars to go drink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
looking
that-
sick.
it was a nice little cruise out there too. I thought it was just gonna be like zip right around the block. There we
Yeah.
go.
It was a drive.
Yeah,
It
it was a good
was,
cruise.
yeah.
Like they like shut all the stoplights
Yep.
down, like
Yep.
blocked everybody. Like, dude, the whole town was like out, like at like random stores and stuff,
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
filming everybody driving by.
Yep.
I expected like 10 people. There was like hundreds.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did
yeah, that
not
was cool.
expect, bro. They paid for a band. They
Yeah.
had a live band
Oh, it was cool.
in the downtown. And
It
they,
was
like,
so organized.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it really was.
yeah, like normally after practice, like everyone just goes home, goes to sleep, wakes up. But like Drift Indy really made sure it was like every hour that you were there was like something to do.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
They did an amazing job.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
it was sick. I mean,
Yep.
hey,
Everybody involved did killer job.
getting to cruise through a town with a bunch of loud, ridiculous cars and just seeing, like, I was far enough. You were close enough too. You were pretty close up where you could see the cop car like leaving.
Yeah. Oh,
That was
yeah.
the coolest feeling, just seeing that cop car and you look behind you and it's a ton of drift
Oh,
cars.
yeah.
Yep.
That's all you saw.
bunch
was
in front,
for a long
blowing
line of
red
cars.
lights.
Yeah, and we pulled into town, and it was like you said, I expected like a few people, like, oh, we're gonna go in here, go to the bar, have some drinks. And it was like, dude, the whole city like showed out. Like there was
Yeah.
a ton of people.
Oh yeah, and every one of them were totally interested in anything I had to say or anything anybody said. Really.
Yeah, you guys had to feel like celebrities.
Oh,
Like
it was
honestly.
cool.
Well, I let Hannah drive it, so she felt.
Do
she
you,
got the
wait, you drove it?
experience.
Ooh.
I
Oh,
didn't
that
know
was cool.
that.
That's cool. I didn't know
That's
that
so
either.
sick.
I didn't know that either.
That was your MVP moment of the weekend.
Yeah.
Hannah's over here like,
Why didn't you let me drive your car?
you could have drove my car.
He said I had to look baller on them chrome wheels.
No, I had to make sure my car drove on those chrome wheels. That was the first time I drove it with the 10 and a halves in the front.
We got to get a muffler on that thing though. I was behind you and I was getting gassed out. I was-
Yeah, my complaint of the whole weekend was literally Roy talking about how I was burning his eyeballs
oh
out by my
man,
loud
it was
exhaust.
so bad.
And he made my exhaust, so he can't complain about my
Yeah.
exhaust. He's got to redo it.
Yeah, we got to redo it. That thing looks terrible.
Well, kind of touch base on all that. Toge, that's a wrap. That was insane.
Yeah.
Crazy. Continue to look out. Drift Indy. Follow him if you don't already.
Backroads
Follow
of Appalachia.
Yeah,
Backroads Appalachia, because that dude was dope.
Oh
That was,
yeah,
a really,
Eric.
that was a good group of guys.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, their whole group. I mean, City of Corbin.
Yeah.
That
E-
too.
everybody involved made this the most enjoy. I mean, I even go to a regular event and I'm stressed.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I was so unstressed because everything
Yeah.
was just so fluidly ran. Grid was ran good. The cruise was ran good.
Yep. They stuck to the schedule. Everything was.
Mm-hmm.
It was punctual and
Yep.
perfect. I mean, it was. I would not want anything different.
I think it's one of the most well-ran events the whole weekend.
Yeah, and that just shows.
yeah.
I mean, tell me another, and people can fight about this all they want, but show me another organization, any drift organization, that is doing what the Drift Indie staff is doing, and doing it as well.
And for us too, it's not like they're doing it to grow. I mean, obviously they're trying to grow their own thing, but this is all for like us as drivers and stuff to get better. Like they're giving us so many opportunities to be better, like well-rounded at everything. And
I mean, we
it's
drove
so
a
cool.
competition, and I drove. How many laps do you think you drove?
A lot.
Oh, a lot.
Like 50, probably more than
Probably,
that.
yeah.
And that's for a comp. Most comps you go to, you get like 10 runs, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm ready to go. We're
And
like,
you're there
bro.
all day, and you're not even driving.
I was
Like,
so exhausted after Friday. I was barely able to wake up for the comp on Saturday. That was the first time I've been on time for the second day of an event. Were you on time?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everybody was on time.
Yeah.
Usually I'm there at the crack of dawn.
Yeah,
and
you're a freak of nature. You're wild with it.
I like to be the first.
You got
one
your
there.
dad there to help you kind of
Yeah,
crack
oh,
the whip,
yeah,
though. He
he's-
keeps you in line.
Oh yeah, he does.
I was late.
Yeah,
you were
That's a
very
good
we were
idea.
like, "Where's Deidra at?"
I was
She's
very
sleeping.
like,
No, literally, I'm like on grid, getting ready to do like one of my last runs. Finished up. She's like, I don't have a ride there, and then they're like, everybody line up, like we're going out, and I'm like, teacher still doesn't have a ride. I ran up to Sarah. I'm like, Sarah, pick Deidra up now, and like hand her the keys, and I had to like get in my car, and she.
I
showed up right
DoorDash
away.
Starbucks. I was taking my time.
She was chilling, bro. We got fucked on that one. We were all just stressed out. I didn't
know,
really eat anything.
sweating in the
Ate
car.
Bojangles.
Oh, Bojangles.
Did you eat Bojangles?
I did.
Bro.
It was
Killer.
good.
Someone bring Bojangles up. We got everything
Yeah.
you right. Someone bring Bojangles.
Yeah.
'Cause boy, that shit
Please.
was fire.
I mean, you
pretty
could just
good.
put it right at the river. I'd still drive and go get it. Like,
Yeah, I don't care, bro. Put that, like right down to the edge,
right,
Cincinnati.
yeah,
I'll take it.
That's fine. It could still be in Kentucky. It's fine.
Well, before we continue rambling, that's it. Again, Fall Drift Indy, Roads of Appalachia.
yeah.
Anybody involved, keep your eyes out, keep clear. I mean, watching for everything. There's a ton of awesome events, projects in the works, Street League, everything. Watch these guys. Kyle's got an insane build that'll be coming soon. He gets his motor done coming up. This guy, I'm sure, will have something cool in the works. He's got some
Yeah.
fun stuff laying around.
Yeah.
We've got random stuff. Hannah will probably get a full rebuild after Kyle gets that check from winning.
Just get a new car with that.
Yeah, there you go.
Treat yourself.
Another eBay kit.
But again, thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Deidra. That's it. And welcome to start of a new season of podcast. Bye.